Jules here, back for day 27 and 28 of Ethany's 31 Days of Tarot. I'm combining both of these prompts because, first of all, I didn't get to it yesterday, and second of all, they kind of work together. Uh, Number 27 asks, what's your sassiest deck and why? That would definitely be my mood tarot. This tarot would appeal to a preteen with a very raunchy sense of humor. Well, I guess a preteen doesn't really have a raunchy sense of humor. There's lots of fart jokes and like bathroom humor, which appeals to that childish part of me. Um, I definitely wouldn't read for anyone else with this deck because it's a very specific brand of humor, but for whatever reason, it appeals to me. Like this High Priestess card says, follow your butt, trust your fart. No, actually, follow your fart, trust your butt. Okay, which is kind of fun because it invites me not to take myself too seriously. I think that's what appeals to me about this deck. The Hermit is, oh look, another rabbit hole, something that I am very intimately acquainted with. And it says, retreat yourself, which reminds me of a lot of fabulous Parks and Rec episodes and makes me very happy. And then the Ace of Pentacles is the Ace of Devil Cats, and it says, oh look, a get your shit together coin. Uh, yeah, I think what appeals to me so much about this deck is that, as I said before, it invites me not to take myself too seriously, which I tend to do every single day of my life. So it brings a little bit of levity and straight up responses to things. It's a play on traditional Rider-Waite-Smith energy, which are artwork, which is beautiful, but I've never really resonated with. I think because to me it feels very patriarchal and hierarchical, but this particular deck kind of takes a piss, for a lack of a better term, and I really appreciate that. Day 28 asks, what's your most gentle deck and why? There's a tie of two decks for this for me. The first is, of course, the gorgeous Way of the Panda tarot. It is so amazing. Like this gorgeous emperor. Like even some of the more challenging cards in this deck are still very gentle and very nurturing. I find if I'm feeling like I need a little bit of TLC, this is definitely the deck that I reach for. Like this Eight of Cups, little butterflies, is so sweet because this can be a challenging card. It's been a pretty constant companion for me for the past couple of years and has involved a lot of heartache and loss. But there's something so heartwarming about that gorgeous warm sun in the background, that beautiful panda, and those butterflies flying away. Kim has written an absolutely stunning book of pandas that you can get to go along with this deck, and her writing is so beautiful and so comforting and heartwarming and lovely. This is a deck I pull from a lot when I'm doing tarot stuff with my kids, and they really, really enjoy it. The other deck that I wanted to mention is the Starseeker Tarot by Nikki from the Van Mystic. Oh, and the Way of the Panda is Celia LaBelle illustration and Kimberly Tsan for all of the gorgeous writing. So the next one I wanted to talk about is the Starseeker Tarot, again by Nikki from the Van Mystic. And the images in this deck, somehow I managed to open both of the decks with the Emperor. Yeah, they're just, the images are absolutely stunning. And I just find that they're very evocative for the meanings of the cards without being too jarring. There are times when I need to challenge myself with my decks, and there's other times when I need a big warm hug. And this is definitely a big warm hug deck. Like the Five of Swords is a challenging card, but here it doesn't feel quite so ominous as it could. I'm just trying to, I should have pulled it out ahead of time, but the Nine of Swords is a card that I'm intimately acquainted with. As I've mentioned upteenth times, I deal with a lot of insomnia and sleep issues, anxiety, fear, worry, the whole nine yards. And I think that's why this deck feels so close. It's also one of my birth cards when I started looking through my birth chart, which is really interesting. I'm a June baby, June 8th. Yeah, so this is the Nine of Swords. And I just love that there's this really comforting bear in the background. It doesn't look ominous. It looks like it's about to envelop the person in the front in a big warm hug, which is so lovely. And the writing that Nikki has included in the guidebook for this particular card is so nurturing and caring and warm, and I don't feel as anxious when I pull this card from this particular deck. And just the colors that she's used and the imagery, I mean, it's really, really beautiful. So yeah, these are my two kind of warm hug decks for when I need a little bit of TLC. So I would love to know, what is your sassiest deck and what is your gentlest deck? Yeah, it's always so interesting to see different people's insights on which decks resonate most for them. Thanks so much.